Welcome back to Liberty Tree Gaming. We are outside the bathhouse that we helped to reopen or open after quite an eventful night. In the last episode, we helped to open this bathhouse and went around, advertised for them, and brought in a lot of business. They had a huge party, grand opening, and in the morning, the inspector showed up. And we had to clean up very quickly before he was able to get inside. And we were successful with that, so that's good news. I think in this episode, we're going to work on this in Vino Veritas quest. So it says, Gutenberg burger Casper Rudolph decided on a risky undertaking. Hoping to capitalize on the wine growing revival under Charles IV, he bought some land on the hillside below St. Barbara's Cathedral and planted a vineyard there. It soon became clear, though, that his wine couldn't compete with the wine made by the Sedlitz Monastery. Casper suspects that the monk's winemaking process has some secret, and my task is to find out what it is. First, I'm going to go to the Emperor Charles Tavern and speak to Havel, the owner of the establishment. He's related to the vineyard custodian and likes to brag about his wine knowledge, so he might let something slip. I should dress well for such an occasion. As I don't know much about wine, Casper will be happy to lend me some reading matter. The problem is that he lent the book to a certain Adleta Mannlicher. Another problem is that he had a different kind of relationship with Adleta, and her family found out. So the sweet Adleta is shut up in the house or the gardens behind the Italian court, and she's strictly forbidden to have any contact with men. So B is the optional part, which is the Adleta. So I've got to try to get there. Looks like I can go this way, come up through there. So that's what we're going to try to do. We'll see how it goes. Hey, I found a shrine. Hey, Mutt. How you doing?
Here, Mutt. Aye, come here.
Free weapons just sitting here? Looks like it.
Again.
Free if you want to steal, that is. Alright, so we're there, and then we'll just go this way. Bit early to be that wasted. Don't guess I can get in right there, huh? But I can get in here.
Go away! Gepriesen sei der Herr. What do you need?
I'd like to go into the gardens. Why are you on guard here?
I'm afraid my sister is resting in the gardens and doesn't wish to be disturbed.
Do these belong to
These
you?
gardens belong to you, so you can decide who goes in.
Like I said, my sister doesn't want to be disturbed, and my father, Master Mannlicher, doesn't want it either.
Very hard. I mean, I'm tempted. Let's do it.
Do you have any idea who I am?
No. Should I?
The city council wants me to inspect this part of the fortifications. So get out of my way so I can take a look.
Wasn't that Master Albert's job?
It used to be, but not anymore. King Sigismund has made a lot of changes in this town.
Oh. Go on then, but stay away from my sister. Auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund.
Having a high speech skill is amazing.
Are you Miss Adleta?
That's me. And what is your name, you handsome fellow?
Henry.
A nice name. But I have to warn you, I won't be a miss for much longer. Seeing you here makes me regret that a little, though.
The pleasure's all mine. I'm here on behalf of Casper Rudolph. It's about the book he lent you.
Casper? Oh, the poor thing got a proper hiding from my father. How is he?
Well, yeah.
His vineyards aren't bringing in much, and he's generally not doing too well. That's why I'm here, in fact. Bushek's book may not be the most precious manuscript in the world, but it'll help Casper.
When we were friends, he gifted me that book. There was no mention of it being on loan, and now he wants it back all of a sudden?
Okay.
Casper really needs that book. I mean, I need it.
And I need an explanation. Gifts aren't meant to be taken back.
Casper wants to find out what the monks put in their monastery wine. Havel the innkeeper might know, but he won't tell just anyone.
Havel from the Emperor Charles Tavern? What does the book have to do with it?
That's the one. I need to pose as a wine connoisseur to pry some information out of Havel. But I don't know much about wine, so I need to read the book. It sounds crazy, I know.
It sounds like the plot of a play. Typical Casper. And now I'm to be a co-conspirator. I'm glad I can at least be part of this little adventure. I don't get to have much fun otherwise. Here's Casper's book. Tell him not to give up. I'm sure his plan will work out.
Thank you, miss. I'll tell him what you said.
Farewell, Henry. Never forget me.
All right. Cool. Got the book. Let's see. Go to books. Sir Bushek's Vintner Wisdom. A collection of interesting facts about wine, winemakers, and wine culture in general. From the most famous wine connoisseur of the Bohemian land, Bushek of Velhartici, who, as is known, taught Emperor Charles that even Bohemian wine can be drunk if given enough time. Alright, so we need to read this book. Hopefully it's not too long. Oh my gosh, it is. Alright, so I've supposedly studied it. Now, it's got some words that are in red. So, we may just look at that part. Galen's theory of the four humors or four bodily fluids. Let's see. Red and full body wines are associated with blood. Best red wines are warm and full of life. On the other hand, white wine is associated by most ancient physicians with mucus, phlegm, by some with black bile of Mannlicher, which are cold and dead fluids.
You silly doggy.
Vinsanto, style of wine that is made from the Malvasia or Trebbiano grape, so-called straw wine, dried on straw under a well-ventilated roof. Let's see, thus it must be said that Vin to Pop, I think, maybe, or apple wine is highly prized, particularly the Burgundy style wine, which has the longest tradition in the vineyard. In nearby Germanic countries, one of the most valuable wines comes from the vineyards Embark Abbey, which can astonish one with its gargantuan size. Many say is a Largest vineyard in the world. So much here. Alright, I kind of skimmed it. No, we have to look around while we're here, because maybe difficult to get in here again later. It's interesting how the doors just fade in. Okay, where's this go? Onto the walls? Look at that. I don't have a torch on. Ah! Okay, cool that I can come up here. And we have a chest. Skill book on heavy weapons. Take it. I don't think I've seen one of those before, so we're gonna grab it too. Go run around this place, see where this wall leads.
Good to see you. Cheers. I hope you have an uneventful shift.
Okay, well, let's go down. Alright, so we've read the book, and next we have to go to the tavern and speak to Havel. Let's see, since I preferred drinking wine to studying it, I needed a little training in how to impress a wine expert. Casper told me about some writings by Bushek of Velhartis, the problem that he lent the book to Adleta. What can I say other than I certainly made her break that rule, but I have Bushek's book, and that's what's important. It says I should dress well, but like my charisma's 30, right? Isn't it? Yeah, so. And the guy mentioned that what I had on looked okay, or looked impressive enough. So let's run through the city in the rain. It's like, I want to climb it like Assassin's Creed, right? Just go straight up the wall. What is that place? Smuggler's Den. You can get in there. And the city is so huge. All right, I'll go through this alley. gonna stop in here. What's that? Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Do you have anything I need?
Grüß dich. Wie kann ich dir helfen, mein Herr?
Show me your wares.
Specifically, would like some Savior schnapps. And any recipes I don't already have.
Let's talk about the price.
Why? You found what you were looking for, sir.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll save. Hello, good sir.
Havel, the owner of the local inn, I assume?
That I am. How can I help you?
When I asked where I should go in this city for good wine, your inn was recommended.
You've come to the right place. You won't find better wine in this city. Have you come from far away?
Very far, Goodman. I'm Henry, and I rarely hear my name spoken in my native tongue.
Mine has an unusual ingredient in it. Let's see if you can tell what it is.
Havel. I have no idea. But we're gonna say France.
I travelled around France.
Wonderful. It's not often I get the chance to talk to someone so well-traveled. It'd be nice to have someone to discuss the drink of kings with.
What's the hold-up, Innkeeper?
An invitation I can't refuse. Thank you.
Well, good man. How shall we begin our tasting? Ah, I know. How about a little white to begin with?
Excellent.
So, what do you say to that?
Innkeeper, a beer!
Yeah. I'm glad it's like that and I don't have to actually remember stuff.
That's uncommon. And I have to say, that greenish spring colour is perfect.
You're right. A rare flavor and color tone. It's essentially a lighter wine. I like it because it's suitable for many occasions. When I don't know what to serve, I pull out a Moravian white. My father-in-law loves it. He'll be a blessed 70 years old this year, so I'm giving him a few casks to make his old age a little merrier.
Plus 70 years old. Okay.
That's very kind of you.
There's nothing but misers in this town. They wouldn't think twice about taking their own mother's last piece of bread. I'm not like that. Do I have money? Of course. But I don't hoard it. I try to make people around me happy.
And you're treating me to this wine. You're a real Samaritan. And like it says in the Bible, you give drink to the thirsty.
Anyway, let's have a cup of something else.
My thoughts exactly.
What shall we... Ah, I know. Let's have some red. How about a young Blaufränkisch from Austria? Or as we call it in Bohemia, Blue Frankovka.
From you, Goodman, anything. Pour away.
Quite a decent vintage.
A bit bitter for my tastes. But you said it's a young Blaufränkisch. I'm getting notes of black currant, The colour is dark, almost purple, but as it should be.
Yes, the colour enchants me every time. Almost like drinking from an inkwell.
Oh, I've never drunk ink. Would you recommend it?
My grandfather used to say, you won't know till you've tried it. He lived and died by that saying.
Uh-huh. What happened to him?
Well, the poor fella suffered from ulcers. So one day, true to his favorite saying, he tried drinking spirits to cure himself. Burn the canker, he said. Well, he burnt it so thoroughly, he was dead in a week. God rest his soul.
To your grandfather, and his contribution to advancing the knowledge of medicine.
Gosh. This is everything about high society that I hate. Drinking and
If
haughtiness.
you've traveled so widely, tell me, in France, what wine do they appreciate the most? And I don't mean what wealthy nobility think, but what true connoisseurs like you and me appreciate.
Oh, geez, I have no clue. But
I'd say Sauvignon.
But that's the type of grape. I mean the type of wine. I surely don't have to tell you the grape variety is only half the taste.
Well, it's hard to come up with something off the top of my head, but I do enjoy this variety.
Ah, well, never mind. Let's carry on. Well then, let's move on to the next one. After all that quality stuff, let's refresh ourselves with something simpler. Would you like a hippocras?
Certainly. The better ones will go straight to our heads, and I'll admit, I do like it from time to time.
Nothing to be ashamed of. It's not easy to make a good hippocras. Mine has an unusual ingredient in it. Let's see if you can tell what it is.
yeah, let's just guess.
Very nice. I'd say it's mint?
Precisely. It gives a nice freshness, wouldn't you say? And there's a garden full of it right behind the tavern. I don't know where to put it all.
But it's missing some kick. I reckon your cook forgot to add something.
Whatever.
Ginger. It's missing ginger.
But of course. The cook told me they didn't have any at the market. You have a refined tongue, good man. I'll give you that. After that hippocras, we should have something more high class. I've got a rare Hungarian wine from Eger. Very strong and very sweet.
Bring it on. This is no time for weak wine.
My thoughts exactly. So what do you think? Good, isn't it?
Dude's getting wasted.
Very strong. Matured in an oak barrel, undoubtedly. Colour is excellent as well. A crimson red. The smell is heavy, spicy, almost suffocating. I have to admit, I haven't had much Hungarian wine, but maybe I should change that.
I drank this particular wine from Eger at a banquet held to celebrate the new city council. Hungarian government, Hungarian wine, and Hungarian delicacies. I was so looking forward to enjoying some nice Hungarian sausages or pate, but I ended up leaving disappointed.
How so?
They started bringing out melons, apples, plums, and all sorts of other fruit. And finally, they served fish. I don't eat fish, and fruit makes me burp. So I went hungry at a feast.
Oh, poor thing.
Well, that's very unusual. Fruit, fish, and red wine. Maybe it's some sort of Hungarian custom.
I was so disappointed that I wanted to make myself something at home to get rid of the taste. But I was so drunk that I fell asleep. The housekeeper woke me up, and what can I tell you? The porridge was charcoal. The kitchen was like a smokehouse, and I had egg on my face. Well, that's Hungary checked off the list. What's next?
How about something local? I noticed there were vineyards in Kuttenberg.
But of course, we have vineyards and grapes from Burgundy that Emperor Charles himself had brought in. The local vintners grow some fine grapes, but they're still learning everything that comes after that. The local stuff gets diluted a lot. They flavor it with all sorts of or leave it for vinegar.
Don't tell me you don't have a drop of anything local that would be worth trying.
Well, there's the monastery secret. A wine from the Sedlets monastery. My cousin Jerome is the custodian of the monastery vineyard.
Ah. Why is it called secret?
Taste it, and you'll see.
Interesting. There's no trace of any flavour that shouldn't be there. Neither honey nor spices. Just the pure taste of wine. But there is something to it. Something I don't recognise.
That's it, good man.
Is that the secret?
Exactly. The monks add a secret ingredient to the wine.
A secret ingredient? How do you know that?
Like I said, my cousin Jerome is the custodian of the monastery vineyard, and I handle their supply. Sometimes I bring food for the workers, new barrels, tools and the like. And from time to time,
what's the secret?
I bring them a sealed crate which smells peculiar. Jerome didn't want to tell me what's in it, but when I insisted, he told me it's some kind of incense they burn in the barrels.
Really? I've never heard of such a thing.
Neither have I. But like I said, the chest was sealed and the whole thing is shrouded in secrecy.
A real monastery secret. What should we drink next?
I'm glad you like my wine. But that's enough tasting for today. After all, I've offered you everything worth trying, and now the wine is starting to go to my head. But you're welcome to stay in my tavern as long as you like. I have to say, I really enjoyed our chat. It's rare to meet someone who really understands wine.
I enjoyed your company a lot too. Nevertheless, I won't keep you, Goodman, and I'll bid you farewell.
Farewell, and if you decide to extend your stay in Kuttenberg, stop by for a drink again.
Definitely. God be with you.
All right. Good deal. We learned the secret is incense burned in the barrels, I think. Let's see. Went to the Emperor Charles Tavern to try and make an impression on Havel. After having a few cups of wine, he shared a lot with me. I found out he brings supplies to the vineyard from time to time. Among other things, he brings sealed crates that smell strange. I have a suspicion of what the monastery secret might be. I should tell Casper about it. Alright, we will do that in just a sec, but first, he is a tipster as well.
I'd like to
And he
learn
might can teach me something.
What are you interested in?
Drinking? Oh yeah, we'll do that.
You sure can drink. What's your secret?
Fine, but it'll take some time.
You know, I've just spent like 40 minutes drinking with you. Or 20. And not done yet.
What's new in town?
Well, 2 German sword fighters are staying here. They've come all the way from Frankfurt. I think that lot has some kind of dispute with our city council or something.
The maid is
If
frozen
that's of
except
any
for her
interest to
eyeballs.
you should ask them directly. They mostly hang out on Merchant Street, not too far from here. Try asking Gelstuck. He owns the Zum Eisner Adler. He's offering a little job. And if you took care of it, you'd be pulling a thorn from my side. And not just mine. All the merchants in the city. And that's about it.
That doesn't sound bad. Thank you.
And
I'd like something to eat and to spend...
But of course, and for... All right.
I'm getting a room everywhere I
But money
can.
up front.
Let's talk about...
All right, then. I knew your bed's... Farewell, my friend.
All right, next up is to find the guy, right? Go back here. Tell him about the results. It's the green sea.
So I don't drown in all this shit here. Last time it rained for a week straight.
What's your language?
We were up to our knees in a river of shit.
God bless you, sir.
I spoke to Havel.
And? How did it go?
Good. I had to drink a bit of wine to get some answers out of him, but I sacrificed myself for the cause.
And what did he say?
It took a while, but in the end, he told me sometimes crates of a special incense are brought to the vineyard, and they apparently burn it in the barrels.
What? Incense? And he wasn't just yanking your pizzle or too drunk?
He may have been drunk, but he was telling the truth. He doesn't know what incense it is, just that they get it delivered.
Right, and here's a small reward so you don't go around saying old Casper's ungrateful. But now I need you to look into it further. We need to find out what this special incense is for. We'll have to take a look in the vineyard and take some of that incense.
We, meaning me, right?
Of course I mean you. See how well we understand each other?
Yeah.
I'll do it, but I want more coin. It's a risky thing to do. What's more, it's the monastery's vineyard, and I don't want to end up on the wrong side of the church.
All right. I'll give you more, but I want you to know you're bleeding me dry as is.
I'm the one likely to actually bleed. Now tell me where to look. The vineyard is pretty big.
It's big, true. But there's a vineyard house right in the middle. The custodian lives there, as well as the workers, and it's also where all the supplies are stored. Besides, there's also a side garden where they grow new varieties of grapes. If you could manage to bring me a few seedlings, they could greatly help my own vineyard.
Where exactly is the vineyard?
A short way to the north of town. It's pretty large, you can't
Yeah,
miss
I
it.
think I saw it on the map.
How do I get in? Isn't it guarded?
The simplest thing would be to get hired as a laborer. There'll be lots of work there now that it's summer.
Okay, and what if they catch me?
What if they catch me?
You have to be careful. The vineyard is closely guarded, especially at night, and thieves are punished very severely. Don't get caught.
All right, let's go.
I'm on it then.
Good luck, and take care, Henry. By the way, what about the business with the Mannlichers? Did you manage to get hold of the book by Bushek?
Yeah.
Yes, Miss Adleta is sweet. And she even gave me back your book. Here it is.
Ah, thanks very much. I'll try to sell it and pay off at least some of my debts. Take care, friend. An elegant and
All right, so that is north of town right there. Okay. Find out the secret, get seedlings. Let's see. Shared my findings with Casper. The monastery secret is definitely the strange, foul-smelling ingredient that the monks have delivered to the vineyard from time to time. On the way to be able to move about, one way to be able to move about the vineyard is undisturbed is to be employed there. At this time of year, they take on hired hands. The mysterious foul-smelling ingredient the monks use to make their wine better is most likely kept in the vineyard cellars at Loretz. I should go and have a look. Besides the mysterious foul-smelling ingredient, Casper asked me to bring him a few grapevine seedlings from the vineyard garden. All right, let's do it.
in flavor, light aroma of exotic
It's interesting there's no
sparkle.
horses in the city. I don't know if they're not allowed, but I know I was able to ride earlier. Let's see.
Vic, stop that whistling.
Would you tell me what to do?
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Good day. Greetings to you too.
Are you blind?
And just mow people down over.
Aye. Have a ball as well. Sound as a bell.
Pebbles. Probably not worth trying to ride in the city, but yeah, we'll go that way.
Keep your eyes on the road, you fool.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
We've gone out this one before.
Greetings.
And that's probably the vineyard up there. Yeah, those look like vines to me, don't they? But I need the next one over.
Ah!
All right, I'll tell you what. We're at right about 40 minutes, so we will continue this next time. And we'll get in here and see if we can't get hired or sneak in on the secret, get the seedlings, and get them all back to the fellow up there, whatever his name was. Sorry, I was a bit slow, but that's just what this quest was. It was just slow drinking and acting all haughty with the wine guy. So until next time, be good.